Hi, I'm Rick Maurer. I'm going to talk about something I developed to help you lead change more effectively. It's called Quick Start Change. But let me warn you, this is, for lack of a better word, a short infomercial. So now that you're warned, let's go ahead. I've seen a lot of big changes in organizations, and most of them have one thing in common. They're hard. They're a lot of work, there are a lot of headaches, and it's easy to get off on the wrong foot. And success isn't always a given. And I got thinking, what if there were a way that a planning team could get together and grapple with the tough questions facing them as they were about to start a major change? They could do this privately so they could talk candidly and not worry about saying things the right way. They could talk about their excitement and perhaps their fear of embarking on this journey. For example, what do we do if we know that an extremely powerful stakeholder is going to oppose us? How are we going to handle that? Or what do we do if we know that most people in the organization are tired and skeptical and believe this change won't be any different than all those others that ended up costing lots of money, taking lots of time, and never really getting anywhere? Do we involve people in planning? If so, how? How can we do it so we get real value from this increased involvement? These are big questions, and Quick Start Change gives you a chance to roll up your sleeves and come up with answers. By the end of this meeting, you'll have a plan that will give you a solid foundation for moving ahead. And as the eminent philosopher Yogi Berra once said, you'll have deep depth. In my experience, most leaders know how to lead change well, but something happens along the way. Maybe it's time pressures or faulty conventional wisdom or who knows what else. But these leaders ignore what they know works and revert to some default position that doesn't serve them. Quick Start Change will give you the confidence to trust the knowledge and wisdom that you already bring to the table. So what's involved? First, give me a call. You can tell me the reasons for the change you're thinking about and what you hope to achieve. And most important, you can tell me what prompted you to call me. The answers to those questions will allow us to set goals for the Quick Start Change meeting. For instance, I had a new client call me because he believed that his company had to make significant changes in how it did business. This would be a massive change and touch everyone in the organization. The problem was that only a few senior leaders saw this challenge, and he knew that he couldn't accomplish much until he got a lot more people, both managers and hourly employees, to share this concern. So that was a great focus for something like Quick Start Change. Second, you decide who should be at the Quick Start Change meeting. And this is really important. You need the right people in the room so you can have the important conversations. Quick Start Change is not a training session, it's work. You're going to make some major decisions during this meeting. And third, we've got to make sure that you know the lay of the land before the meeting starts. Most important, you need to know how all the stakeholders will react. To what extent will they think this is a great idea or not? Will they be enthusiastic and eager to jump into whatever this change is, or will they be immobilized with fear? Do they trust that you and the other leaders have what it takes to make this a success? Or do they lack confidence in your ability to make this change a success? Like it or not, the answers to those questions are the soil, and that's the ground in which you'll need to plant the seeds. You got to make sure you know the soil conditions before you do anything else. If you're a weekend gardener, you know that if you ignore the soil conditions and you go out and buy a bunch of expensive plants, you'll probably end up seeing a lot of plants just wither and die. So, if you don't know the soil conditions in your organization, you could be in trouble. And I can help you find out what those conditions are, and I can show you how to do some quick assessments and stakeholder analysis before our meeting starts. So now, that brings us up to the Quick Start Change meeting itself. You, your planning team, and I will meet for probably a day and a half. It could be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, depending on what we decide during that initial phone call. And by the end of the session, you'll not only have answers to the big questions, you'll have a plan for moving forward. And finally, you and I will schedule 2 or 3 follow-up calls just to check in. This will give you a chance to ask questions and explore strategies. These calls will be quick and efficient. They'll probably last 30 to 60 minutes. So for more information, visit my website, www.beyondresistance.com, or give me a call. That contact information is listed on the website. And I hope you're interested, and thanks for watching.